Hello everyone, and welcome back to English Stories 101. I'm Sid, your host. Today I have a very touching story for you. It's about patience, hope, and a mother's unconditional love. Our guest today is Ruth Anderson. Ruth has a story that will make you understand the true meaning of waiting and believing. Ruth, welcome. Please tell us what happened.
Thank you, Sid. My name is Ruth Anderson, and I am 72 years old. I live in a small town called Riverside, near the main train station. I want to tell you about something I did for many years, something that became my daily routine. I waited every evening. Let me start from the beginning. I have one son. His name is Benjamin. He was my only child. My husband died when Benjamin was just 10 years old, so it was always just the two of us. I raised him alone. I worked as a school teacher to pay for everything we needed. Benjamin was a good boy. He was smart, kind, and full of dreams. He loved to read books about different countries and adventures. He would say to me, "Mother, one day I will travel the world. I will see everything and then come back and tell you all about it." I would smile and say, "That sounds wonderful, Benjamin, but promise me you will always come back home." He would hug me and say, "I promise, Mother. I will always come back to you." When Benjamin turned 22, he got a job opportunity in a big city very far away. The city was called Metro Bay. It was almost 800 kilometers from Riverside. The company offered him a good salary and a chance to grow in his career. I was happy for him, but my heart was also sad. I knew he had to go. Young people need to follow their dreams. So I helped him pack his bags. On the day he left, we went to the train station together. The train was leaving at 6 o'clock in the evening. We stood on the platform together. I held his hand tightly. He looked at me and said, "Mother, don't worry. I will call you every week, and I will visit you whenever I can." I nodded, trying to hold back my tears. "I know, Benjamin. I'm proud of you. Go and do great things." The train whistle blew. He hugged me one last time and said, "I love you, Mother. I will come back soon." I watched the train pull away from the station. I stood there until I could no longer see it. Then I walked home alone to our empty house. The first few months were difficult. Benjamin called me every week as he promised. He told me about his new job, his new apartment, and the friends he was making. I was happy to hear his voice, but I missed him terribly. After 6 months, his calls became less frequent. Maybe once every 2 weeks. Then once a month. He was busy with work, he said. Important meetings. Big projects. I understood. I didn't want to be a burden to him. 1 year passed. Then 2 years. Benjamin came home only once during that time. He stayed for just 3 days and then left again. He seemed different, more serious, more focused on his career. We talked less. He was always on his phone, answering emails and messages. I wanted to tell him how much I missed him, but I didn't want to make him feel guilty. So I just smiled and cooked his favorite meals. After that visit, 3 more years passed without him coming home. He would send me money every month. He would call on my birthday and on holidays. But he never visited. He was always too busy. Too many responsibilities at work. I felt lonely, but I never complained. I would sit in our living room every evening and look at his childhood photos. I would remember the days when he was young and we were together. Then one day I had an idea. I started going to the train station every evening at 6 o'clock. That was the time when the train from Metro Bay arrived in Riverside. I thought, maybe one day Benjamin will be on that train. Maybe he will surprise me. So every single evening, I would walk to the station. I would stand on the same platform where I said goodbye to him years ago. I would watch the passengers get off the train. I would look for Benjamin's face in the crowd. But he was never there. The station workers noticed me. They started recognizing me. There was a young ticket collector named Tom. He would see me every evening. One day he asked, "Excuse me, ma'am, are you waiting for someone?" I smiled and said, "Yes, I'm waiting for my son. He works in Metro Bay. I think he might come home today." Tom looked kind. He said, "I hope he comes soon." Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. I continued going to the station every evening, rain or shine, cold or hot. I was always there at 6 o'clock. Some people thought I was crazy. Some people whispered about me. But I didn't care. I had hope. I believed that one day Benjamin would step off that train and say, "Mother, I'm home." Tom became my friend. He would bring me a chair so I could sit while I waited. Sometimes he would bring me tea. He would say, "Mrs. Anderson, you should call your son and tell him to visit you." I would shake my head and say, "No, I don't want to force him. When he is ready, he will come." 2 more years passed. I continued waiting every evening. My neighbors started calling me the woman who waits. Some felt sorry for me. Others admired my patience. One evening, something happened. It was raining heavily. I was standing on the platform with my umbrella. The train arrived as usual. Passengers started getting off. I watched each face carefully, hoping to see Benjamin. Then I saw a young man step off the train. He looked tired and wet from the rain. He was carrying a heavy bag. He looked around as if he was lost. Then he saw me and walked toward me. He said, "Excuse me, ma'am. I'm new to this town. Can you tell me where I can find a cheap hotel?" I looked at him. He reminded me of Benjamin when he was younger. I said, "Young man, it's raining hard. The hotels are far from here. Would you like to come to my house? You can stay the night. I have a spare room." He looked surprised. "Really? But you don't know me. Why would you help a stranger?" I smiled. "Because someone might be helping my son somewhere too. Come with me." His name was Oliver. He had just moved to Riverside for a new job. He was alone, just like Benjamin when he first went to Metro Bay. That night, I cooked dinner for Oliver. We talked for hours. He told me about his life, his dreams, his fears. I told him about Benjamin and how I waited for him every evening. Oliver listened carefully. Then he said something that made me think. He said, "Mrs. Anderson, have you ever told your son how much you miss him?" Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he thinks you are fine without him. I was quiet for a moment. Then I said, I don't want to make him feel guilty. He has his own life. Oliver shook his head. Parents always think like that. But children don't know how their parents feel unless they tell them. You should call him. The next day, Oliver left for his new job, but he started visiting me regularly. He would come to my house for dinner twice a week. He became like a son to me. One evening, Oliver said, Mrs. Anderson, I called my mother today. I told her how much I miss her. She cried tears of happiness. Thank you for teaching me that lesson. I felt happy for him, but I still couldn't bring myself to call Benjamin. I was afraid of bothering him. Then, 1 year later, something happened. I went to the train station as usual at 6 o'clock in the evening. The train arrived. Passengers got off. I watched them walk past me, and then I saw him, Benjamin, my son. He was standing there on the platform, looking around. He looked older. He had gray hair in his beard. He was carrying a suitcase. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. Was I dreaming? He saw me and his eyes widened. He dropped his suitcase and ran toward me. Mother, he shouted. I started crying. He hugged me tightly and said, Mother, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. We stood there holding each other for a long time. People walked around us, but we didn't care. Finally, I asked, Benjamin, why did you come? Did something happen? He pulled back and looked at me with tears in his eyes. He said, Mother, I lost my job 3 months ago. I was too ashamed to tell you. I felt like a failure. But then I realized something. I realized that I have been a terrible son. I have been so focused on my career that I forgot about the person who matters most. You. He continued. A young man named Oliver contacted me. He found my number and called me. He told me that you wait for me at the train station every single evening. 4 years you have been waiting. He said, Your mother believes you will come home one day. Don't let her wait forever. I was shocked. Oliver had done this for me. He had called Benjamin. Benjamin said, Mother, I am so sorry I made you wait for so long. I am sorry for all the missed calls, all the short visits, all the broken promises. Can you forgive me? I held his face in my hands and said, There is nothing to forgive, my son. You are home now. That is all that matters. We walked home together that evening. For the first time in years, our house felt complete. Benjamin stayed with me. He found a new job in Riverside. Not as fancy as his job in Metro Bay, but it allowed him to be near me. He said, I don't need a big career, Mother. I need to be with you. Every evening now, we have dinner together. We talk about everything. We laugh. We share stories. And I no longer need to go to the train station, because the person I was waiting for is finally home. Oliver still visits us. Benjamin and Oliver became good friends. I am grateful to Oliver for bringing my son back to me. Looking back, I don't regret those years of waiting. They taught me patience. They taught me hope. They taught me that love is about believing in someone even when they are far away. To all the mothers listening to this story, I want to say, never stop hoping. Never stop believing in your children. Your love and your patience are not wasted. They matter more than you know. And to all the children listening, I want to say, don't make your parents wait too long. Life is short. Time with the people who love you is precious. Go home. Hug your mother. Tell her you love her. Before it's too late. I waited every evening, and my waiting had a purpose. It brought my son back to me. It also taught me that sometimes the longest waits lead to the most beautiful reunions.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for sharing that beautiful and emotional story with us. I think many of us are wiping away tears right now. Dear viewers, Ruth's story teaches us some powerful lessons. First, a mother's love is patient and endless. Ruth waited for years without complaining, without giving up hope. She believed in her son even when he was far away and busy with his own life. That is the power of unconditional love. Second, communication is so important. Benjamin didn't know how much his mother missed him because she never told him. She didn't want to burden him. But sometimes, we need to express our feelings. We need to tell the people we love how much they mean to us. And third, it's never too late to come home. Benjamin thought he had failed because he lost his job. But his mother didn't care about his success or failure. She just wanted him to be home. Remember, your family loves you for who you are, not for what you achieve. So here is my question for you. Is there someone in your life who is waiting for you? Is there someone you need to call, visit, or spend time with? Don't make them wait too long. Life is precious, and time with loved ones is the most valuable thing we have. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to English Stories _101 for more inspiring stories every week. Remember, someone might be waiting for you right now. Don't keep them waiting forever. Thank you for watching. I'm Sid, and I'll see you in the next story. Take care of your loved ones. Goodbye.